Well, hey there, it's Greggy Soriano. I'm so sorry for not posting a video last Thursday. It's been a little cray this holiday season, but I am back. I hope you guys had a really good one. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make a fun crest cake. I've been obsessed with the crest shape. I've been inspired by it lately, so that's what I'm going with. And I'm going to teach you how to make buttercream flowers and how to arrange them around the crest. And let's get started. Right now I'm coloring my buttercream, and I started off with a sky blue with a little bit of black because I wanted a bit of a grayish tone to this blue. And right now I'm also making a peachy pink, and it's a peach on the pinky side. So I got some pink or rose pink and some yellow, and I'm making a beautiful, fresh looking juicy peach. You definitely have to make sure you study your color wheel and add a little bit at a time. A little bit goes a long way. You can always add, but you can never take away, and get the desired shade that you'd love. As you can see, I wanted it a little bit more on the rosy side, so I added a little bit more pink to it. Right here is some violet gel paste food coloring, and I'm adding just a little bit to make a lavender pastel shade, and more on the periwinkle side. I'm not adding anything to it because I think it's just perfect just as is. Right here I'm grabbing my teal gel paste food coloring, and I'm trying to avoid it from being too light and seafoam and it being too dark and teal, and I just want the perfect fresh looking blue. Right here is an avocado, which I used a leaf green and a little bit of yellow and a tinge of brown to it to make an avocado color. To this avocado piping bag, I've installed a number 125 tip. It's kind of large and you can't fit a coupler to it, so I just put it straight into the bag and cut off the end of it. Here we have a number 81 tip on our pinky peach color. And for our periwinkle, we have a number 104 tip. And this is our teal blue with no tip. I'll be adding tips later. I'm also adding another 102 tip and a couple of number 1 tips. And here we have our nifty little notepad of parchment squares, and I used a bulldog clip to bind them all together to keep them free from mess because I'm a neat freak and it's so functional. Put a bulldog clip on it, it just makes it so much easier. And right here I'm making a mound, and I want to create a teeny spiral effect and pinhole on the top, and creating my itty bitty petals. You want to start with a trio of petals around your pinhole in the middle, and the secret to making them look good is to make them a bit irregular and avoid it from being too perfect, because you don't want it to look like it came out of a mold. You want it to look like a flower. And there you have it. Oh, my love's like a blue, blue rose that's newly sprung in June. That's not how the song goes, but it's a red rose. Anyhoodle, we are making another rose. You want to set it on the side on a plate that fits into the freezer. Make sure you make some space in there. Yeah, and prepare, do your mise en place before you do all of this. And right here I'm making a little itty bitty baby rosa, just like that. Be sure to make extras for breakage or meltage, and whenever you're creating cakes, you always want to make extras for breakage when you travel with it, and make sure you have an emergency batch of flowers because you never know what's going to happen. It's cake, and sometimes it breaks on you and you have to fix it. So be prepared and do your mise en place and make extras all the time. With the same piping tip, create some pretty wildflowers. just like that. And you want to start off with an odd number of petals and then go up and end with an odd number of petals as well. So I've done 5 on the bottom and 3 on the top. The key to making this is you always want to make sure you have the thinner end facing upward and the fatter end facing towards the center of your flower nail, and you want to create an M shape as you make your petal, just like that. With your Pinky Peach and number 81 tip, create some straggly little petals or long petals along the outer edge of your flower nail, and that sets the tone of the size of your mum. And work your way along inside and create a realistic looking chrysanthemum. Send these little buttes to the freezer to chill. With your avocado green and 105 tip, create leaves just like this. And I want itty bitty little ridges inside the leaf, so I'm working my way up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, just like that. Now that we've dropped off the kitties to the freezing Alaska, I brought out my trusty little journal / sketchbook, and I have quite a few of these with all of my renderings and stories about the cute boy I met at Starbucks, and my dreams and goals, and all my cute little doodles and all that jazz. And yeah, I just look at it as a reference, and things that I dream up of, I put in those books. Anyhoodle, right here is a number 102 with my teal, and I'm creating just a little outline of my crest. You want to make the crest a bit rustic and make it a little bit look drawn on or painted on or sculpted on. So what I'm doing is trying to make it protrude a little bit. So I did 3 ribbons stacked on top of each other with the number 102 tip, and right here I have a number 1 tip with my grayish sky blue, and creating a line inside of that crest that I did. And right here is my periwinkle purple / blue, and I'm creating little dots right inside of that. The tip that I'm using to create these dots is a number 1 tip. Grab your grayish blue in a number 1 tip and create some fleur-de-lis. I'm doing this right now because I want them to be underneath the flowers that we're going to put on, and I just want to create a guideline of where I want things. The kitties are back, and now we're placing these flowers onto the cake and making sure there's balance and flow and movement, and yes, I said it because that is just a part of my cake theory. With my teal and number 1 tip, I'm creating more fleur-de-lis and more tadpoles and filigree looking things and some beadwork and some baubles and berries around the wreath on the crest. Think about the coordinating colors on the color palette and think about what you haven't used as much and incorporate it into the cake to create balance. Type a delicate herringbone bead border on the edge of the cake, and we are doing this in our pinky peach. Pinky peach. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but yeah. Add a delicate bead border of pinky peach to the edges of your cake. Why am I have no, what is wrong with me? Anyhoodle, right now I am piping a little bit onto this leaf because I want a little bit more movement and depth to it. So I'm piping it right onto the cake. Add some stamens to the center of your flowers. And you want to do it in odd numbers. Always, always, always do odd numbers. And make them tiny and little delicate itty bitty dots right in the centers of your flowers. So in the center of your crust, you can put anything you want. Anything your heart desires. The world is your oyster. The sky's the limit. Anything you want. You can put your monogram. You can put your face. You could put anything you want into the middle of it. Right now I am doing some scripture that says love, because I love you guys. I've added a little filigree underneath the word love and adding some hearts and some more movement and little decorative filigrees and fleur-de-lis around the love. And there you have it, a floral crest cake in peach, periwinkle, teal, and grayish blue color palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. It's going to be a good one, guys. Don't let people shame you on your New Year's goals. Go ahead and do it. It's going to be amazing. Happy New Year. Bye. Click right on my face to subscribe, click on the video to view my last episode on the right, and get your subscription to Caker's Crate at GreggySoriano.com.